When is it?
All right. It says that we are. If someone can drop a comment and let us know that the live stream is live.
And you can hear us. Oh, and make sure it doesn't sound like shit. Last time our live sounded terrible. Make sure it doesn't sound like shit.
Oh.
My volume's on. And it sounds decent.
Yeah, it looks like it's going over there, isn't it?
Live.
Awesome. All right. This should be a fun live stream, y'all.
Yes.
We are exhausted for one.
Greasy.
Definitely greasy.
Dirty.
I don't remember the last time I took a shower.
Yeah, right.
It was this morning.
I don't remember the last time I took a shower, though, because I'm prepper dirt squirrel.
Okay, everybody. We are going to be taking questions all throughout, and we have Cans Float, Bottles Don't, and Wonder Boy Bus.
We've got some help tonight, guys.
Yes. So they're going to help because the chat's been going freaking nuts when we are doing live streams, and it's really difficult for us to speak and talk to y'all and answer your questions while trying to read everything. So they're going to help us by like grabbing your questions. So if you have a question or a comment that you want us to like rip on, drop it in the chat and do it in all caps. If it's not one, if you're just having a conversation, please don't do all caps because that's going to help them. You could also tag them in it also if you want, either Wonder Boy or Cans Float, both of them.
Beautiful humans.
And then they're going to be fielding all the questions and then putting it up. Also, we're going to take precedent for all the patrons. Anybody who's a patron, we're going to definitely answer your questions first. Anybody who's in Get Your Skoolie On, also at the top of the list to get your answers to questions first. And then also super chats. If you drop a super chat, we are going to know because it's like fireworks over here, which is totally awesome. And that's the order of like for that. Other than that, we're going to take questions from everybody in the audience also because we definitely want to chat with everyone. And our friends, Kat and Cam Cooper, Wonder Boy Bus, and Cans Float, Bottles Don't. They're helping us out with all of this evening.
This is crazy how many people are already here. Welcome, everyone, welcome. All you beautiful humans. You guys are really helping us get through this. Just saying. This has been like so intense this past little bit. The whole month we've been like, oh my God, we have till the end of the month and then we're moving into the bus. And it's been intense. We've been working on a lot of projects. And if you guys saw the last video, it's like we just keep bumping into other projects that need to get done before we can complete the project that we're working on. Yes. And this has pretty much been our whole month or past few months.
Just nonstop.
But it's all good. You guys just cheering us on is so nice and so helpful.
And we want to say thank you to everybody for watching our journey, watching us put together this bug out bus. And we want to say hi to a few people who are in the chat. We see Wasabi Fetish. What's up?
Wasabi?
Just bought his bus. Congratulations. Drove it home the other day. Oh, it looks like a vintage awesome machine.
Yeah.
And
I want to see in the chat all the people who have a Schoolie say have it, or all the people who want one.
Say
Let
want
us
it.
know. Want it. Have it, want it.
And if you're about to get one, say shopping.
Oh.
Yeah, that might be fun.
Yeah.
We also have Daniel Dines in the chat. Welcome. Brandon Knuckle. What's happening? Of course, Wonder Boy Bus, Can't Float Bottles Don't. Everybody knows that if they've ever been tubing, Cans Float and Bottles Don't.
He's talking about brewskis, folks.
Yeah. Carol and Frank Butcher. What's up, y'all? Good to see you. We got a new one from Australia. Ask Ainsley MTV. Welcome.
Nice to see a new friend.
The Monings. Cheryl, what's happening?
Hi, Cheryl. Happy you made it.
Janet Little from New Brunswick.
Hey, Janet.
Good to see ya. Joe Melton.
Our boy, Joe. Joe Melton makes us laugh all the time.
All the time.
Jim Steele. Hey, buddy.
Joel.
Nice to see ya.
And Lazy Genius Tarot and Bazaar. Always
Lazy
good.
Genius, you kill
Joseph
us.
Sanders.
Hey.
Who else we got in here? Piston 383. Always here.
Always here hanging out.
And,
oh my gosh.
And a recent one that's been showing up, accident 12123. Or is it 12123? I don't know how you do that.
Thomas Sheets, what's up? Hey, now that we've been chatting for a minute, how do we sound? Is it the mic?
How's the audio?
Crap?
Is it crackling good? Or anything? Because we can adjust the mic over here a little bit.
Oh, famous people are here. What's up, Meredith and Paco?
What's happening? Good to see y'all.
Awesome.
Okay, so tonight's show, if you want to call it a show, it's not really a show. It's just really a chat combo.
Yeah.
So we have a whiteboard that's right outside the bus over here that we haven't really been using a lot. And it has a lot of stuff on there. And
we used to check it off.
We used to in videos.
We used to check it off.
Which was quite exciting.
Now it's just collecting dust like everything else in the barn.
And but one thing it's not collecting is check marks. It hasn't been collecting check marks. And the reason why it hasn't been collecting check marks is because our focus has been all over the place and just totally scattered. Kind of like if you take a ray of light and put it in a prism and then all of a sudden it's got just like all these beams coming out of it. Mm-hmm. That's what's going on over here because like we are down to the wire for being in the barn here. And we've got quite a bit of wood kind of staged in different areas because we've been doing pallets. Like we take apart pallets and plane them. We route them to be like, was it shiplap grooves for the ceiling right up there? Look at that ceiling. Oh, nice. Nice. Mm-hmm. Still working on the ceiling and the wall transition. Yeah. But all of this stuff. Oh, my mom's here. Hey, good to see ya. And thanks for letting us know that our sound sounds good. Our sound sounds good.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
What a sweetie. What are we talking about?
So we have all this wood staged and we've been somehow accumulating more wood. And I got to tell you, pallet wood is awesome to work with, but it is very labor intensive. It takes an extreme amount of time to process this stuff because if you try to just pry it apart, it like the ends just break apart. So what we ended up doing is we get a circular saw blade that has, I think it's like 24 teeth or something. It's an aggressive demolition blade that we're able to rip the ends of the pallets off. And then we use a flat pry bar, like a Wonder Bar, and pry up the middle section. So while we're doing that, like we've got to be conscious not to destroy the boards. And if a board it becomes destroyed, it's good that it happened right there because we could just put it in the burn barrel and make the barn warmer.
Thank goodness.
But it's just a lot of freaking work. So we've had some friends come over to help with planing the wood and just
Andy.
Processing. Yes, thank you, Andy. We appreciate
smokes, man.
So that's
one
been,
hell of a job.
Been awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the steps. First of all, Brian rips the edges of the boards off. Then
with the circular saw.
A lot of times, like we've both taken turns prying them apart. But when I have nothing to do, not that I have nothing to do, but when Brian's working on something, then I'll go work on pallets and I'll just rip them apart, take the nails out. Then we run them through the planer. Then Brian will cut them to length. Then they get turned into shiplap on the edges. He routes them. And then I sand them, paint them, and then we install them. So it's a pretty special job. But, okay, nothing that's free is ever free. The pallets were free. Our time is definitely not free, but so worth it. So worth it. The ceiling, we're just in awe of how it's turned out.
It's turned out really nice.
Like, it's not perfect, but it is really beautiful.
Yeah.
To us. It might not be beautiful to everybody. We don't care because it's our house. Our house.
That's what's cool. That's what's cool about building a Schoolie is like, you know, everyone's vision of what they want it to be is completely different.
Yeah.
And like, there's so many unique styles that we've seen people building and so many different people who have different ability levels. And different mediums that they're drawing in and bringing into the space. It makes it super, super unique.
Yeah.
Other people who are jumping on, welcome, Original Human. What's up? Original Human also has a channel, Original Adventures. If you haven't seen them, Steph and Luke have a cute little family with little really nice. Great job, guys.
It is so fun to see all the people who are just buying buses right now and getting going. And then like just seeing everybody in their different phases just is so exciting. It's like when you get into the Schoolie community, well, not really get in. Before you like join the Schoolie community or you buy a bus and you're doing research and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, a few people are crazy enough to do this. And then you get in the community like, holy shit, a lot of people are crazy enough to do this. And it's so exciting to see people with kids and stuff. Like, I don't know how many freaking people have told us, oh, I could never do that because I have a family. And then now we're starting to see all these awesome people with families taking the risk and doing something for their family. Like, how cool is that? You imagine being a kid that's like, oh, I grew up in a school bus and we drove all over the country. Like, pff, that's rad. Right? It's rad. It's cool. Really rad. It's so rad. Yeah, we have a Schoolie cult. That's right. Travis is saying that the wood costs are crazy and they went to local Habitat for Humanity to get some donated wood.
Boom.
There's a really good tip. Really good tip. I bet Restore today. Oh my God, tell them about today.
So today we went for a rip in the bus. If you follow us on Instagram at Be Adventure Partners Official, then you probably have already seen a little bitty video of us going for a rip in the bus. Well, we went and sprinted her legs. First leg of the trip, we drove, what was it? About 30 minutes out of town to a property where this guy was. He was taking old hydro poles, so old telephone poles, electric poles, whatever, different things. And so the old ones, they were made out of cedar and Douglas fir. The ones that we got ended up being cedar, Western red cedar, and the dates on the poles were from the 1960s.
Oh, cool.
So, as you know, we've got solar panels on the roof, and we've got spaces between them. So, two solar panels on the front, two solar panels on the back, and in between there, we've got the structure already set up with the unistrut and then the angle iron on the outside edge, and we're going to be creating kind of like a catwalk, a rooftop deck.
You're best to call it a catwalk or like a utility deck.
Yes, absolutely. So the reason why is because insurance companies don't want people to have rooftop decks because it's a liability to them. However, they would hate the liability of you falling off of a slippery roof while you're trying to maintain your equipment, such as solar panels.
Right.
So in their eyes, we've got a catwalk that is designed, a maintenance catwalk for taking care of the rooftop equipment so that our RV, our motorhome, stays nice and safe so that they don't have any liability on their hands. So we ended up getting, this guy was milling these old hydro poles into whatever size lumber you need. So we've got Western red cedar from British Columbia, so BC, way out west, just above Washington State there. And he milled them into 5/4, which is 1 1/4 inch boards by 6 inches wide by 8-ish feet long. So the side to side of the bus for where the width needs to go, it's only about 89 to 90 inches, depending on where you're at. And so we're going to cut them to size. We're going to plane them. Probably Shishoogie Bonham. What?
We got the thing to do it.
Yes, we've got a massive torch, y'all. We're going to set those babies on fire, controlled, of course. And we are going to do the Shishoogie Bon technique on that. That is a sneak peek only for people who are watching this. And for everybody who's not watching, it's not a sneak peek for y'all.
Yeah. Oh, look at all the people who have kids and are doing it anyway. There's 2 couples right here with 3 kids doing it anyways. That's so badass.
That is so cool.
What up, Nick Brown? So
we've got some questions coming in. One pilot, Steve, says, where to first? Ooh, that's a good one, Pilot Steve.
Oh, it all depends on dirty old COVID.
Dirty old.
I'm just this world right now. Okay, so for a while we were like, oh, we're gonna travel around Canada because it's so beautiful in the summer, so why not do that? It sounds like they're locking down the borders. I don't know if we're to talk about this, but yeah. So that kind of sucks. So we may beeline it straight to the States. Yeah, we don't know. Like we got one more month in the barn.
Oh, whoa. Did you let the cat out of the bag so early?
An announcement.
Okay, so y'all.
But we're still moving into the bus
in 7 days.
7 days, 6 days.
We're moving into. Okay, so the weather here in Ontario has been ridiculous, and the farmers are just going nuts because crops aren't growing how they normally do.
Yeah. Crazy
stuff is going on in the atmosphere. I mean, look up. Clouds normally don't form these perfect lines that are in crisscross patterns all over the place. Kind of crazy. So because of all of that, growing season's totally messed up. And so we were able to talk the farmer into letting us stay here for one more month. I mean, we've already been here a year and 6 months. Like, what's another month? He's got, I think 17 farms or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And the property we're on is 100 and like some odd acres or whatever. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barns in this little complex.
Yeah. Or just on this property.
Yeah.
We sweet talked him and
he's just like,
longer.
We're all like, dude, we need just a little. We've got so much wood that we got to be able to like
shelter,
put in this and everything. Yeah. So,
we have till the end of the month in May to be in the barn with our stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll give us like a month to clear it out. But we're gonna move into the bus. We're gonna pull the bus out. We're gonna start living in the bus and doing the bus thing.
Yeah.
And like testing out our systems and stuff. Today it drove beautifully. Our fridge just tipped over a little bit.
Well, we haven't bolted it down. We haven't bolted it down. And just used ratchet shot it to kind of hold it against the wall.
Yeah.
But it just like tilted a little bit.
3 gallons of maple syrup later. We've got local. Oh no, our internet connection.
It should still be good.
Are we still cool, guys?
Probably. Hey, let us know if we're still good.
We got a ton of maple syrup. We got another question. I don't know if we answered any of those questions.
Well,
okay. Are you guys planning to grow in the Schoolie kids? And is it weird to plan for your kids to sleep in hammocks? If we had kids, we'd just let them sleep in the basement.
Okay, Brittany says we're cool. So this is Brittany.
This is Brittany.
Cristianso.
Is this
Cristianso.
Same Brittany.
I don't know how to pronounce your last name.
Christian.
Christians.
I don't know. I put an accent on everything that I'm not certain of.
So yeah, we're planning on growing sprouts in the Schoolie. We've got a lovely mason jar with a sprouting lid.
She asked about kids, and then your mom was like, "You should really consider having kids."
Oh,
she wants 100 more grandchildren for sure.
How many grandkids do you have now, Mom?
Yeah,
let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8.
At least 12.
Do you have 8?
Is
that
anyways,
something like that? So yeah, we're not really too sure about growing kids in the Schoolie as of right this moment. And if we did, would they sleep in hammocks? That's a really good question.
I think that's a good idea.
Personally, I don't like sleeping in a hammock. Personally, I've slept in a couple hammocks just lounging around, and like I get up not really the most comfortable.
You love lounging in a hammock for hours.
I do.
A lot of people do bunk beds.
9 grandkids.
That's kind of cute. There's 9. Wow. We see a ton of people
miss one?
doing worst uncle ever. We see a lot of people doing bunk beds, which is cool for kids. We aren't planning our space for children.
Yeah, this space is not planned for children at all. This space
is
planned
to have kids visit.
This place is planned for hosting.
Yeah, we love hosting. We love cooking food for people. We love hanging out with people. We've had some people in the bus, and it has been so fantastic. We think, I don't know, how many people were here that one day? People put kids in the sink. It's so weird. As
2,
soon
4,
as
6, 8. Probably 10.
At least 10 people were
including
in the
kids.
bus.
Yeah.
We had loads of space, including the kids. There were like 3 kids here. So 7 adults, 3 kids. As soon as people get here, they seem to just throw their kids in our sink. And at one point, we had like 45 pounds of kids sitting in our sink, like not just like holding them there. They were like full on like in it, and the sink held up. How cool is that?
That's really cool.
I was pretty impressed.
I was impressed on how strong it was to hold them up.
Yeah, not thinking like, oh, we're going to bath children in the sink. I was thinking more, this is really awesome because we'll be able to put 45 pounds of dishes. Joe Melton.
Thank you so much, brother. That super chat means the world. We really, really appreciate it. That's going to go towards the build and everything that we're working towards. We really appreciate all the support that you show and your friendship. You send us great messages, and like we hope that your family's doing well after their surgeries and everything like that too.
Love. Lots of love. Joe Melton, always. Like, we can rely on Joe Melton to remind us we need a video to come out soon.
Send us a message. Hey, do you have a video coming out on Friday or whatever? Just be like, oh shoot, it's already almost Friday. Maybe we should consider editing a video.
It's so sweet.
Because here's the thing, we're constantly editing videos like non-stop. We're recording them, we're editing them, but lately over the past like month and a half or 2 months, we've been doing a lot more recording, and like editing's like a last thought for us. And then come to be we keep cutting in and out, nap time says. Oh, we're sorry.
Is that for everybody?
Hey everybody, are we cutting out, or is it just nap time? Because Randy and Shelly might be in the middle of nowhere and their weed boost. Holy smoke.
Oh,
wasabi fetish. What's up, dude? Thank you so much, Sushi Bud.
We can't wait
Schoolie
to
Bud.
eat sushi in our schoolies with you. Maybe you can teach us how to make it.
Exactly.
That'd be so rad.
It's intermittent.
Sometimes shit.
We're doing what we can. Like we're in a metal bus inside a metal roofed barn. And so like we're just doing the best we can with what we have. That's what we're doing here.
Damn, I don't even know if we could do anything else. Like I could maybe turn mine off. Can I pause this?
That's not affecting this because I'm on a different internet connection.
I can pause the video.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You're on your own internet connection, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we had another question coming through. David Reedy says, have you decided how to automate your solar 6? I'm guessing maybe that's the solar system that you're meeting. Maybe it's solar panels that you're meaning. If you can drop it down, David, and let us know what you mean about automating our solar 6. So today, while we were out on our drive, just to expound on that, and maybe this will answer your question, today on our drive, our solar system was charging our batteries. So here in the barn, we don't keep the bus plugged in on shore power while we're out. So like if we're away from the barn, we unplug it just because we don't want to. Oh my gosh, Kathy Dressel, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all.
We've been having so much fun talking to you guys.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Oh my God, you're so cute. Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate it. So we were driving down the road, solar panels on the roof. We started the trip at 92% battery power. So we've got 6 lithium ion batteries in the battery bank and 4 330 watt panels wired in series parallel. So that means the 2 in the front are wired together and then the 2 in the back are wired together. And then that goes to the charge controller. So that we were rolling down the street and our batteries were charging the entire time. By the time we were done driving, like
charged up,
we were 100% battery capacity, which was totally cool. The automation, David, that you might be talking about might be our tilting panels. So we designed all the brackets and everything to allow for tilting manually right out of the gate. We still haven't made the arms or anything for part of the triangle for the tilt, but we've got the angle iron sitting literally like 6 feet away from me right there that we can make those in like a heartbeat, but we had to like divert our attention to something else, other projects and stuff. We'll get into that here in just a little bit, but We do plan on eventually start playing with using like photo receptors or photo cells to try to get the panels to tilt using linear actuators and follow the sun as the sun arcs over the sky using 2-axis, not 3. 3 is a little ridiculous for a bus. Possible, yes, but for our purposes, 2-axis is probably plenty.
Oh, that's a good question.
Travis, holy smokes. Thank you guys. So much.
I want to address a few things. We've got questions about like YT and stuff coming in. Brandon, well, he didn't really ask a question, but he said that making a YouTube channel is a job on its own. He wants to do one on top of working full time and building the bus. Doing solo. It's hard to find time. Yeah, it is. And like making videos takes a while. Like some of our videos take, I know me, like 3 days sometimes. Brian's a lot faster than me. But yeah, we switch back and forth every other video, and thank goodness there's 2 of us, because it is really hard to keep up. Something that you could do while you're doing it solo would be to just collect a ton of footage and then organize it really, really well, like really well on a hard drive, because it will blow up your computer.
Yes,
your computer will explode. It's like every, I don't know, few weeks we have to like reorganize our computers and make sure we're not leaving stuff in dumb places. So yeah, big job.
Yes, Travis Heidelberger, excuse me. You guys told me to call AAA Bus on a direct message on Reddit. Thank you for that. Can't wait to see you out in the wild one day. Aww. Thank you so much for the super chat, and we're glad that you connected there on Reddit. We
so post, you get the bus from AAA?
Did you end up getting your bus? Let us know.
Fill us in.
It's hard to find time. Want to do YouTube, but 15 college credits, full-time work. 15 college credits is a freaking job of its own.
Holy smokes, guys!
I did that. It's
not me.
Got the piece of paper. Now I got a YouTube channel.
Just a guy doing things is going to get a lot of emails for cutting boards, I have a feeling. Jared and Telsey. Just a guy doing things is Jared and Telsey. Hey, guys. They want to make us a cutting board. That's so sweet.
Okay, we copied your email address down.
We got it.
We'll message you. Okay, Original Human, also Original Adventures is if you haven't checked them out, check them out. They're on the YouTube. Cute. Super cute, Luke and Steph. So they said, I have a good question for you. How do you think your YouTube channel will change / adapt after finishing the Schoolie? And we have a great answer for you. You ready?
Yeah, do you want me to tell him?
Yeah.
Okay, like, do you want to know where our channel's going and what we're going to do? Because, like, I think that's probably the biggest part for us is the whole idea of getting the bus was so that we could have a space where we could be our most creative and we could take creativity wherever we went. We love wildlife so much, and being able to film wildlife and like get up close and personal and have cameras set up and have big, beautiful lenses and a drone and all the things that we need to film wildlife and homesteaders. And just like, we want to get out there and make films, essentially. And the big film that we really want to make is some kind of a documentary. Yeah. So once all this crazy lockdown shit decides to, fizzle out or whatever, or we'll just go and do it, we're going to go meet up with people and film them, homes, interview them, find out, how people are living off of the grid. And we're going to share that with you guys. So that's a big passion of ours. We're going to do a lot of cooking. We're going to do a lot of food preservation, a lot of foraging, that kind of stuff. That's really, really where we want to go with this.
And thing. The cooking show.
The cooking show.
which is going to be fun.
Doing a cooking show.
So cooking show, and we're going to pair the cooking show with like the recipe or whatever that we're making. Because we do a lot of original stuff where we just like jam it in the kitchen. But I take notes on all of that. Thank goodness. So because she just like whips stuff together, but I'm like, oh, how much did you put in of that? And she's just like, oh, I don't know.
I just taste it till it tastes the same or better than last time.
Yeah. So we'll pair that with articles on our website for the recipes that we're making. That way people got a place to actually download the recipe or follow along on their phone, tablet, or laptop or whatever. And then also all the equipment that we're using, we'll also link to like the food processor or whatever we're using in that particular recipe. Also, like, we make stuff. So like while on the road, we'll be making stuff to like, if people like our copper sinks, that is something that we can actually do while on the road. Like we don't need the big break to make it. We've got other ways of doing that. And then also like the copper hand pounded vessel sink that Erin did, we could totally make more of those. So if people are interested in those,
and they can only get better. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do we mushroom hunt? We want to learn, and if you guys know how, we would love
go
you
on
to teach us. That would be like anybody who wants to teach foraging or like share their wisdom. These are on anything, but like wisdom on food and living off grid, making crafts, like useful stuff. Yeah, these are the type of people we want to come visit, and it like. Just see you guys be like, put us on the list. Like, we want to come see you guys. We're going to make a list. Trust us. There's going to be a list and we're going to come visit people. You just better have a parking spot or we'll all have to go find a parking spot.
Oh, park in your lawn.
Yeah. Or we'll go in the wild. Nobody like, maybe everybody's going to have a bus one day.
Yeah.
And we'll all just live in buses
all over the place
in the wilderness together.
So we got another question that came through. Oh, by the way, if you have questions, there's so much chat going on that it's hard for us to read everything and hold a conversation at the same time. We have Cans Float, Bottles Don't, and Wonder Boy Bus fielding questions, and they are dropping it into a Google Doc for us that we can read. So there's a ton of chatter going on, and they're grabbing the questions and dumping them over there. So if you've got a question, drop it in the comments and they'll get it to us. Next one up, we have Brittany Christianate.
Again,
yes.
All right.
So she says, you guys building a couch or buy one to fit?
We're going to build it.
Building.
Yeah.
Definitely building it. Building both of them.
We made a nice design.
Yeah.
We have a really cool idea of what we're going to do. So they're going to like slide out. Oh, it's going to be so comfy.
Super, super cool. So
we're going to have two of them actually.
Yeah.
That come together, which we're super excited about. Because I think that like when you work inside of the space that you live in, it's nice to have your own space. So we each want to have a couch of our own. Right?
Absolutely.
It's probably more me than you. Brian's so cuddly. I'm like, you're hot.
I love to cuddle. What can I say? I'm a big cuddle bear.
Cuddle bear.
So yeah, so the couches are basically going to be over the front two wheel wells. They're going to be kind of low couches, but they're going to be super comfortable to sit on. We're going to design the cushions and everything. And it's going to be the front edge is going to come out towards each other, and then the backs will slide down. That's our initial design that we have kind of sketched out for those. But we probably won't get to those until after we've moved in. Yeah. So that's just like, we've had to prioritize everything that we have going on. And maybe we'll get to the list right now of what we're prioritizing, because like there are certain things that are like, oh, we need to get this done. But then we say to ourselves, well, is that really essential for us to have done in order to have this livable? There's the key there. So here's our differentiating factor between how we're starting to prioritize projects, because we are moving in here 6 days from now. So 7 days, Friday of next week, we are moving in. We are going to sleep here. We're going to live here. We're going to poop here. We're going to make dishes here.
I can't wait to poop here.
We're going to cook here. We might even start our cooking show even before all the walls are completed. That would be nice, right?
Why the heck not?
So what we're doing is right now, we're like, okay, what do we need to finish so that we can actually exist here and cook? So we need to finish our water system. So the past 2 or 3 days, we've been working on, we secured the water tank to the floor in the back of the Schoolie or underneath the Schoolie. And then we piped in all of our filters, our UV filter, and we hooked up to the upstairs area. So we've got basically 3 last things to do. We need to run a 110 wire for the UV filter, and then we need to run a 110 wire to the water heater. Once those things are done, then we'll be able to pressure test the system with some compressed air, make sure we don't have any leaks anywhere. And then after pressure testing, then we'll be able to charge the system with water and then flow the system to flush the system, get any like dust and dirt that accumulated during construction, get it out. You got some good stuff going on?
I'm just dying laughing at the chat.
That's great. No, bro.
I should have brought my glasses.
So that's one of the big things. So we also had a little change of direction. We're no longer doing a shower off of our hot water, our water tank. We're not doing a recirculating shower. So now we've got a whole nother water system that we have to install on top of that. That's going to have its own power source. It's going to use a diesel heater that is used for like heating up water. It's also going to have its own 3 filter system, and it's going to circulate water and all sorts of crazy stuff. So we still have that to install, but that's for showers. It's not really the most important thing. We could totally bird bath and do all of that. And
you have a bird?
What? Watch the dirty old undercarriage. You know what I'm saying?
Your underbum.
Yeah, that dirty old underbum.
This is one of my favorites. I don't know if this made it to the list, but Flying Bus Tomato somewhere asked if we were married or what. They said, I've never understood your relationship.
Do we need to explain? Okay, everybody, drop a comment if you don't understand our relationship.
That was so funny.
Do you understand our relationship?
I read it in the feed really fast. We're just like boyfriend and girlfriend.
I asked her to be my girlfriend the other day.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay.
Right here, actually. He asked me just now.
Like, do you want to be my girlfriend? I'll be your boyfriend.
We love each other, guys.
We do love each other. We do love each other. Yeah. We've been loving each other since 2016, y'all.
That's true.
Yeah. We've traveled to 19 countries together before even doing the Schoolie thing. She's from here in Ontario, Canada. I'm from Texas. Yep. And we would meet each other. We would fly to various airports and schedule our flights to land at the approximate same times. Yeah. Plus or minus an hour or two sometimes.
Yeah. We were pretty good at that though. Yeah. We would nail the times pretty good. And then we would have an exotic, fun trip together. And then we got addicted. Like we were like, this is really fun. What the hell are we doing? Like living in Toronto, living in Texas.
Austin, Texas.
Like it just didn't even make sense to be paying rent for places. So we were like, let's not do that anymore. So we sold everything. We sold
everything and quit life, basically.
Yeah.
Quit
our jobs.
Hit the reset button.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we're here.
Now we're building the bus.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Announcement. Huge announcement. So over in January of 2020, I started the process for residency.
Oh, yeah.
And just yesterday or the day before, a little piece of mail came in with my permanent resident card. So now I am a permanent resident of Canada. So now I've got dual residency. I'm a citizen, a U.S. citizen. So I got a U.S. passport, citizen of Texas, but also a resident of Ontario, Canada. And that gives me no hassles with visas for the next 5 years.
Yay!
That was an arduous process. However, a super important one for us because like we need to be able to be in each other's countries. And so we haven't gone that route for Erin yet because US has a little bit different rules for how long she has to be in the US. Like it's something like 5 or 6 months out of the year she has to stay physically in the US, while in Canada their rules are completely different. It's like in a 5-year period, you just have to have a total of 2 years in Canada during a 5-year period, which is pretty well easy enough. Like we've been here since September of 2019. So hopefully that time counts, or maybe it counts as soon as they grant residency. I don't know. But ta-da, there you go. There you have it. We should have less problems at the border, which is ideal. Totally ideal. Yeah. And we're just working towards that.
We got a few
questions are flying in. Holy smokes, they're flying in.
We need to catch up. They're
all right.
Long-winded.
If you're just jumping on, we have Cans Float Bottles Don't and Wonder Boy Buzz fielding questions. So the chat's been going crazy. They're copying questions just to get through like the conversation and get questions over to us. And they're pasting it on a Google Doc for us so that we can read the questions. So if you got a question, definitely drop it, and they're helping us field those. And Travis has another one.
Yeah, no. So Travis asked if we've done the design plans yet. I kind of feel like they're still maybe talking about the couch. And then Kathy asked how long it would take to build the couch. Is another month. Everything takes a month.
Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah,
thanks for salt on the wound.
Yeah, everything takes a freaking month. I don't know how long the couches are gonna take. The design it's there.
We got a bangarang design, y'all. We have a bangarang design.
We just smash our heads together. My background, I've got a little bit of background in interior design. I love design. I love making things beautiful. I used to be a hairstylist. You can't usually tell by my dirty hair,
or by my hair. However, we're gonna jump ahead to Cans Float Bottles Don't comment real fast. Who killed Brian's mullet?
I only made it stronger, baby.
Yeah, look at this. Look at that party in the back.
Tighten up the sides. Look at that. Here we go.
I whip my hair back and forth.
Yeah, babe.
I can now whip my hair back and forth.
Brian just
first time ever in my life.
He never makes it puts it the way that I make it.
Sorry.
But he just kind of does what he wants, and I'll let him. Look how great that looks. I think I did a banger job on that haircut.
She freaking rocked it.
I still cut a lot of hair.
Yeah, she does.
I still cut hair.
Yeah, so if we're ever on the road and you want to do a style, and depending on what you're wanting, color potentially, maybe not. Color. Depends on if she's got it in stock or whatever. Yeah. Real reasonable prices.
Yeah. Hey, Kathy, no, you're right. Everything is a month and $1,000. Yep.
Seriously, everything is a month and $1,000.
It just seems to be what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Waleed bin Mani, I think that might be Waleed Man changed his name.
Waleed,
we have
are you still on?
Waleed, is that you? We have a buddy, Waleed, that used to hang out with us all the time. Is part of our plan to go to Mexico? We might want to live in Mexico one day. Just saying. We really like Mexico.
Sí, es posible. Y nosotros habla un poquito de español también. So we can get around with the Spanish.
Yeah.
They're in the Mexico, all of Central and South America. Yeah. A lot of them speak Spanish. Some of them speak Portuguese, which really throws you for a loop because it sounds like Spanish, but you can't understand a damn thing they're saying if you don't speak it.
We already answered this hilarious question about our weird relationship. Okay, when you start your cooking show, are you going to be super mean like Gordon Ramsay? That would be funny. You know, if I yelled at you the whole time.
That would be hilarious. That is actually a great idea.
He's just really tall, and I'm just
And I'm like,
that might be funny. Maybe we should get into that.
That actually would be hilarious.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
Chalk with Laura just jumped on.
Hey, girl.
That's all right. Don't worry about missing the beginning. You're here now.
It's really cool. We've Get Your Skoolie On is starting to like really get some good people happening in the community.
Yes.
And we're starting to get some really fun people who are bold and like to have conversations. And it's been really fun. And Laura is one of those people. And it's just really, it's
welcome.
It's nice to have good people who are like-minded. Her bus is named Bob. Bugout bus.
Bugout bus.
That's so good.
How cute is that? She's like, oh, I'm here working on Bob. Her bugout bus. Like that's
badass.
super cute. So Get Your Skoolie On is an online course that we put together, that we're putting together. Like it's an ongoing thing because we're not done building our bus. So it's impossible to have everything done in that course yet. But here on YouTube, we have a lot of fun and excitement and like entertaining videos. Well, and Get Your Skoolie On, we put all the fine details of our projects in there. So like all the stuff that we leave out, which is like, oh, well, how did they connect that stuff? What did they do doing time lapse and stuff? Well, we get into the details in there. So if you're interested in our detailed videos, our guides, our plans and stuff like that, and all our list of tools and whatnot and supplies, check out Get Your Skoolie On because it might be a fit for you if that's something that would help you out in your build.
We'd love to have you hang with us. It's really fun.
And we've got a little community in there that's off of social media. So free speech is allowed in there. So, on social media, how you're no longer allowed to have free speech. Well, Get Your Skoolie On, it's allowed in there, which is awesome.
Platform.
Exactly.
By Be Adventure Partners.
Yeah.
Have we heard of Harvest Hose? Yeah, she's moaning. Okay, so when we bought the bus, we got a Harvest Hose membership for a really good deal.
It was like half off.
50% off or something.
I think we pay like $60 a year or something like that for that.
We still haven't used it.
We haven't used it, but we're all like, oh, we get $60 a year or $65 a year for life.
I hope we use the shit out of it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I don't see why not. There's a lot of really cool ones out there. There's Hip Camp. There's also Boondockers Welcome. I'm forgetting.
I have several.
There's a few more
on my phone now.
And then there's also where you can find free spots to park. And it actually says like big rigs on there if a big rig can park there or whatever. So there's a few. Also, another thing, today we went to buy some maple syrup directly from the sugar bush. So here in Canada, it's called a sugar bush, where they've got groves of like naturally occurring maple trees just all over the place. And these farmers, they go and tap the trees once a year, get the sap, make it into maple syrup. Well, we have been going to this one particular one, Sandy Hills, and they have amazing maple syrup.
So good.
So we bought 3 gallons of it today. Come to find out, they store it in like 30-gallon barrels.
Huge barrels.
So we joked that the next time we come to buy it from them, we were going to buy a barrel of it.
And then we're going to get a maple syrup tap up top.
Up top. Yeah, that way we can have nice cold maple syrup just on tap. It'll have a really cool tap handle or whatever. Might get our friend Jesse at Burton Bridges to maybe make a cool tap handle. That might be pretty cool.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So they were saying, she was saying when we were buying the maple syrup, hey, we have 100 acres here. If you ever wanted to come park your bus, that would be cool. And I was like, we're super useful people. Like we're both very talented whenever it comes to like doing stuff. We'd love to help out. Yeah. So we might have, so that ties back to Harvest Host, Boondockers, Welcome, Hip Camp, like all these different places that you can, go and stay at places. Like in our interactions as we're traveling around, we're creating relationships and like meeting people and like finding out more about their lives and what it is that they're up to, because it's like, that's so cool that we're able to like connect with people and they're inviting us into their properties and stuff. So like, I think that's cool for the Schoolie community because throughout, like as time goes on, that's going to be like schoolies are going to be more of a standard thing. They're going to become known, and people are going to be like, yeah, I've got freaking 3,000 acres. You can park there. Why not? Like, cool. Can we help out on your property, or can we pay a fee or something? Like, we're always happy to say, hey, like we haven't yet because we haven't been parking anywhere yet. But if someone's all like, hey, yeah, you can come park, be like, cool. How much do you want like per month to like have a spot or whatever? Like, we're self-reliant. We don't have to have electric hookup because we got solar panels, we got a little generator if we need to juice the system during prolonged periods of inclement weather or cloudy conditions. So like, we just need fresh water every couple weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, because we got 100 gallons of fresh water. So yeah, I think that's kind of how it's going to end up going.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to meet us. Like, we're already meeting the most amazing people. It's so nuts to see how many people are into this. Honestly. All right. I'm going to jump to another question. Okay.
All right. That one's done.
Kathy is really hammering the question. So let's just get Kathy going here. She said, how'd you meet? And what would the difference be if you were married, in reference to the U.S. residency thing?
Gotcha.
So we met in a marketing group on Facebook. Both of our businesses were kind of going down the toilet, and we were learning how to market. And then I needed help with my blog. And so late at night, Brian was like, oh, it was like midnight or something. He's like, oh, I'll call you and I can just like walk you through it over on how to do something on your website.
Well, I was sitting at the fire station, and I would be in the group answering people's questions on building their website because I was really good at the whole website thing.
Yeah, which is true. So he's really good at the website thing. And then he walks me through over the phone on what I need to do. And I was taking notes. And then all of a sudden, while we were talking, an owl flies by his truck, and he's like, holy smokes, he's like, an owl with like a 6-foot wingspan just flew by my truck. And I was like, oh, that must be your spirit animal. Well, for some reason, that stuck with him. And then about a week later, he sends me a message because he must have been creeping on my website or something to see if I actually did my homework.
She didn't.
And I didn't. And he was like, so how'd it go? And I was like, I didn't do anything. You told me how to do. And he's like, what, why? And then I told him that things weren't going good and yada, yada, yada. And then we just had a very personal conversation about what was happening in our lives. And after that, we became very good friends.
Yeah.
Really good friends. And we were friends for a while, a few months before we met in person. And then we went on a 15-day date when we met in London, England.
For
the very first time.
We planned our flights to land as close to each other. I think you landed first by a couple hours.
Yeah. No, it was a couple hours. On our first date, like when we met in the airport, they lost my luggage. So I didn't have anything for days, like 2 days. 2 days. I had no luggage.
Which is hilarious.
Like on a first date.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it would have been nice to be able to wash my body.
But we stayed at an Airbnb, so it was all fine. Cool. Yeah, it was totally fine. And
a lot of fun.
And that was such a fun time. So that's like the nutshell version of how we met. And then from there we started, like I was still in the Austin Fire Department at that time. And we just kept on meeting each other in airports every month. We would go for like a week or so because I had vacation time and she was able to get she wasn't working as a hairstylist at the salon anymore. So she could take off whenever she needed to. And so we would just meet in different airports and then go somewhere for a week or two. Mm-hmm. And then she started coming to Texas and staying for even longer stints of time. And then one day she was like, it was, let's see, March, I think it was March of 2017. Yeah. She said, I'm going to start traveling. I'm going to Belize to start off, and I'm going to
Ecuador.
Oh, you're going to go to Ecuador. I thought Belize.
No, I'd never heard of Ecuador. And I found a cool Airbnb I wanted to go to.
Oh, cool. I thought it was Belize.
Nope.
It was Ecuador.
Okay. We started in Belize.
We started Belize,
yeah.
So she was all like, I'm going to start traveling. And I was just like, but what about me? Like, I had FOMO like a mofo. I had fear of missing out.
He was in love with me already. He couldn't help it.
Yes. And I didn't want her to travel alone without me.
Okay, Danny, while we're still in this relationship thing, Danny said, what did Brian say to win your heart? I think that I was in a pretty crappy relationship. And when I met Brian, I was like, oh my God, this guy has goals. He's got like a vision of the future. He's ambitious. He likes to have fun. Like we're laughing nonstop. Like I was just like, he's a good guy. And he gave me hope that there were other really good guys out there. And I was like, whoa, there's really good guys out there. And I was like, cool. I don't know if Brian's my guy. He lives in Texas, but like he's a great example for a good guy. And he gave me awesome hope. So if anyone's in a situation like that, where you're just like, I'm in a shitty relationship and I want a better relationship, like just know there's somebody better out there. You just gotta cut the cords. That got serious.
That got real serious.
But I'm just saying, like, you deserve to be happy. So
you do.
So make your happiness and make decisions based on your happiness.
Yeah. That is all. Maybe
someone did tell us that when we started dating. Well, not when we started dating, but when we like started to get pretty serious. Remember when I was going to come down there and I saw a lawyer? Remember when I went to see that lawyer? She's like, "Why don't you just get married?" And we were both like, "Get married." So
a lot of legal stuff around residency and stuff for Canada and probably the US is around bills and debt.
They just want paperwork, guys.
So a lot of the stuff, in order to prove that you're in a relationship in Canada, you have to prove that you had a lease together, that you signed together, had a hydro bill, an electric bill, a telephone bill, had bank accounts, life insurance, vehicle insurance, anything where you had the same address and you were both liable for that debt. That is how they constitute a relationship here.
Sounds like a bunch of BS.
So we wrote a prolific letter about relationships and stuff. It was like
what love is, guys. Like real love, not like, oh, you have a phone bill.
Exactly.
Bye, Sherry. Love you.
Oh, thanks for jumping on, Mom. Appreciate it. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
So we jumped through the hoops and everything, and that was Chris. So would it be different if we were married? Yeah, it probably would be easier. It probably would be easier. And it'd probably be even more easier if we had kids together. And it'd probably be even easier if we had a ton of debt together. Like it just perpetuates. Like the more in the hole you are with each other,
I love it.
That shows a relationship. Like that shows love. That's where love lies.
Dirty old government feeds on that.
Dirty old.
So anyways, okay, this is an interesting question. Okay, question of the day. Would you rather fight one elephant-sized duck or 100 duck-sized elephants?
So that's coming from Original Human, who's also Original Adventures.
What the hell kind of question is this?
That's a good question. Okay, so let's talk about the logistics of this. Would you rather fight one elephant-sized duck or 100 duck-sized elephants?
An elephant-sized duck.
So here's the thing.
Is the elephant the size of the duck? Is that what that means?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Let's think about the makeup of those two beings. Tough skin. So I think that I would rather fight one elephant-sized duck than 100 duck-sized elephants, because do those elephant-sized ducks... Hold on. Am I reading this right?
I take the 100 ducks.
100 duck-sized elephants.
Is he crazy?
So,
you crazy.
do those 100 duck-sized elephants, do they have tusks? Are they little ankle biters? Like, I mean, 100 of them all coming together and like trying to freaking get you.
Neither of them have much for teeth, though.
I know, but
like
they're
a lot
like
of little
trunks.
A lot of like 100 little trunks swatting you. Like, that'd be like a lot of little spankings.
Yeah. So I would rather the elephant-sized duck, even though ducks are pretty crazy. I think that as long as you got underneath the duck, then you would have access to the vital regions.
Okay, so if you were going for the underbelly, I would probably jump on its back and cover its eyes.
Oh, that's good.
Would that be good?
That is good. That's good.
Okay.
And you maybe have a lasso that you can just like cinch it down and just go
choke it out. Stop. Okay.
And then it goes sleeping
one time
time.
We were in Colombia.
Good one, Luke.
We had like just got to Colombia. That was really good, Luke. We had just gotten to Colombia and we were going to Palo Quemal. You should watch this video of us going to Palo Quemal because it was actually a really awesome market. But on the way there, we all of a sudden got taken from our GPS into the sketchiest neighborhood. Like
that was wild.
It was sketchy. There's drug dealers on all the corners. Like I've lived in a city for 11 years, like in Toronto, and I've seen a lot of stuff, but this was extra sketchy. So anyways, we get in the sketchy area. We checked our GPS once and like Brian kind of like put his back to the wall and then I was kind of on lookout. And then we didn't see anything. So then we keep walking, go to like another cross area. And Brian's like, come on, let's go. And I was like, what? And then later he told me that these guys were following us. And I was like, ugh! Had no idea. And then the best part is for like the entire night, Brian and I talked about different ways that if we were attacked, how we would fight back.
And our code word was, should we tell them our code word?
No, can't tell
okay,
them
we can't tell you. No, not telling you the code word.
Sorry, guys.
So the code word to like go combat style was. Did the feed just break up? Just joking. Not telling you the code word.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Danny Williams says, hey guys, just got in. Love your videos. Can you give a shout out to my kids, Quincy and Quentin, please? Quincy and Quentin, what's up? Here's a big shout out to you guys.
Kisses.
Where are you guys watching in from? Hey, where's everybody watching in from? Drop a comment and let us know where on the planet, where on earth are you a human? Where on earth are you a human?
All our sovereign humans.
All the sovereign humans.
Drop us a shout out.
Yes.
Aw, give those kids kisses and squishes for us. We love kids.
Yeah. Thanks for dropping that comment, y'all.
So if you cut the mullet, is Brian like Samson and loses his strength? I don't think so. But maybe. I don't know. Did you feel weak after you got a little trim?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Thank
definitely
goodness.
Not.
Thank goodness. We already addressed Brian's height. I think Brian's mom answered that question in the chat, but we'll tell you again, he's 6'2".
I'm 6'2".
Yep.
That's right.
And I'm 5'1". It's a big difference. I've got loads of space. This place still has a lot of space too, though.
Carolyn Frank Butcher, you asked, where is Get Your Skoolie On? Here, I'm going to drop it in the comments.
We have that.
Is Get Your Skoolie On. Just go to tribe.beadventurepartners.com/Get Your Skoolie On.
Yep.
And that's where you can find it. Also, in the description of any of our videos, if you go to drop down the description, you can find our t-shirt merch, our Get Your Skoolie On link, our Amazon shop where we post a lot of the like tools and some supplies that we use. That's also down there as well. We would love to see you guys in Get Your Skoolie On show.
I think we've answered all of these. Oh, wait. If you get in a fight, who gets to sleep on the roof deck? Weather pending. Cam's a moderator, but he's got lots of questions. I guess it does depend on the weather. I mean, if Brian gets kicked out and it's raining, then it's Brian on the deck.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a sick couch.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
I mean, if it's nice out, we don't get in fights really, though. Do we fight?
No, we don't fight.
We bicker. We get a little ornery.
I think we just get tired or like we get mentally fatigued.
Yeah.
And so like both of us being mentally fatigued, it's just like, all right, let's just call it a day and let's go fucking cuddle or some shit. That's what it comes down to.
It really comes down to cuddling.
And then we go and cuddle and everything just magically becomes better again. I think that building anything, not just a schoolie, if you're building a schoolie, a tiny house, an off-grid cabin, a mansion of some kind, there is a level of stress, especially when you are the builder and you don't have experience in everything. Experience in everything is a very rare trait for a human because there's a lot of life that has to have been lived in order to gain that experience. Like I came from a background of learning to build from my dad out of wood. When I was in the fire department, I learned a lot about like the structure of buildings and building because I took structural building classes and stuff like that in college, well, not in college, in the fire department. And then also learned about like steel and how that interacts with vehicles because I was on a rescue unit in the fire department where we would go and do like the jaws of life and cut people out of cars. And when cars get crumpled, how to deconstruct the metal out of a human so that we can get their body out alive in most cases, not all cases. Like sometimes they didn't survive, but that's just part of the dynamics of car crashes and motorcycle crashes and airplane crashes. I've been to 4 airplane crashes, 4, and those are always a different animal. So a lot of experience with structure and how that comes together. So like when removing all these windows and like thinking about the dynamics of the roof and how buses are designed to be able to roll and not crush and how to reinforce the spaces around the windows to be able to accept those forces. It's never going to happen. Like we're not going to roll this thing on purpose. Like there's always the possibility for accidents and we hope that we never experience something like that. But to be able to safely modify the structure without compromising the integrity, super, super huge. So like, that's just part of the background and all that. So like with all the thinking that goes involved with that, like sometimes it's just all like, don't talk to me, I'm thinking, and vice versa, especially with like designing and whatnot. I
ask a lot of questions and I'm starting to realize with communication and stuff, like when he's thinking, try not to bug him. Like, and when I'm drawing and sketching stuff up, like you don't bug me.
Yeah.
And we try to, I don't know, just respect each other's space.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot better at communicating. So I think, lately we've been kind of tired. So we might be a little ornery, but we know that each other, it's like, we're just tired. We're tired. We're working our buns off right now. So yeah.
And it's like working multiple full-time jobs because on top of like building, which we build nearly every day. Like I think every day now we're building on something. Normally we'd be building about 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And then we'd be editing and working on the website. And then also we do Google Ads management for clients and website construction and stuff. And so like managing the workload from doing all of that. There's a lot of different things that we do. And so like, it'll be so nice once we're done building on the bus because then we can drop that job, so to speak, and be able to focus our energy on creating more videos that are entertaining, educational, inspirational, and bring value to people and bring like inspiration to other people to show that like, hey, living off grid is possible. how do you become self-reliant? How do you work towards that? What are some things to like start gardening and start homesteading and stuff like those are topics that we want to go and explore and start developing for our own lives, but also sharing that process with everybody who loves following our channel and everything, because like we're just two normal humans,
pair of weirdos
in this world of a lot of humans, and you guys just so happen to have tuned in for some reason or another.
I can't even believe it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's really nice to be making friends who are doing this.
All over the world.
Really
all
cool.
over the world.
Really, really neat. We're so grateful.
Yeah.
There's some awesome comments.
Kathy asks, how tall is Brian in actual inches?
We already answered.
74 inches.
Yep.
I didn't think we answered in inches. I was 6'2", 74 inches. Okay.
6'2". You guys can call me Bree. Any plan for security when you're away from the bus? Well,
that's a great question.
It's like we're just gonna have to trust it's cool. This bus is pretty locked down. Like our underbody would be really hard to break into. This front door is a beast. If someone tried to break that glass, it's vehicle glass. You said that shit's hard to break.
It's hard to break. Okay, here's the thing for security. There's no stopping at any point. Regardless of how secure you design a structure, there's always weak points, and understanding the physics and dynamics and geometry of structures, if you know how to break into something, no lock will keep someone out. Period. So
if they're desperate, they're gonna you can easily smash a school bus window.
You don't even need to smash the school bus window. There's ways to pull it out where you don't even break the glass.
Yeah, but not everybody knows that.
Exactly. Not everybody knows that. But that's my point, is like I specialized in forcible entry of structures and vehicles. I know I can get into nearly any car. So here's some calls that I've been on. Call comes across, child locked in car while the parents went into a grocery store or something, is 110 degrees Fahrenheit on a sunny Texas day. So we roll out code 3, lights and sirens going, arrive on scene. Within about 20 to 30 seconds, I can have that car unlocked and the child out without scratching the paint or breaking a window. So that just goes to show, if you know what you're doing, you can get into anything without anyone knowing that you actually got in, and you can even lock it on your way out. So as for like security systems, like if we do install a security system, we're not going to post it here on YouTube. We would post it and Get Your Skoolie On, probably.
Yep.
Maybe.
We'll probably talk about like food stores and stuff like that more and Get Your Skoolie On, because honestly, we don't want like a lot of people to know about where we're hiding stuff or what we're doing.
But there's only so many places also.
There's only so many places. But I do think like being creative and having like extra food stores and stuff is smart. Like you're not storing all your food in one place.
But for some security things that we would love to have, having some propane tanks mounted and then having like a proximity flamethrower would be really cool to have. So we could hit a remotely, like glass break sounds, then it just flames out everywhere and puts out like burning napalm and stuff. That would be pretty cool. And then
we'll probably have some axes that we can throw, but that's for when we're on the bus.
Yeah, for when we're around the bus, for sure.
We'll be
packing steel for sure.
Yeah, we're
both
gonna
of
make
us
our axes.
Both of us are excellent axe throwers. Like we throw it, they stick in the target. Accuracy, like
fun.
Zombies.
I would love an axe throwing bullseye. I think that would be so fun.
We should make one and go.
We could probably do that easy.
Yeah. Totally easy.
Yeah, we're gonna do Mad Max in it. Joe Melton, you better believe it.
Definitely Mad
Release
Max.
The Canadian geese. Yeah, that's how we practice throwing.
Speaking of Mad Max and their outfits and stuff, we just bought half a cow worth of leather.
Yeah, we did. And we got a 6 sewing machine so we can learn how to sew leather.
So the sewing machine we got is designed to sew leather. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be totally sick because we're going to be able to do some really cool projects here on the bus for accent pieces and utilitarian, useful stuff that people would really want to use.
Yeah. I want to make useful crafts. I think like that's what gets me really excited is useful crafts. Danny asks, what's the coldest temp you think your bus could handle?
That's a great question.
Minus 40 Celsius?
Probably minus 40 or so.
Maybe a bit colder. Yeah. The batteries don't really like going any colder than that. But with the water mass, the thermal mass of water in the basement and having the heating pads down there, we should be able to keep it a decent temperature in the underbody. Yeah. So that would be fine. And then we're going to have a wood stove. This place is insulated, like really insulated now.
Yeah. The underbody is R10. So it's 2 layers of R5 foam.
Yeah. And then the Havelock wool up here. Amazing.
Supposedly it's only R7, but we've heard from other people who have used it in vans and stuff that it's actually probably more than R7 just because of how wool interacts with the humidity of the environment and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think we can handle pretty cool temperatures.
Pretty cool temperature. And we're going to have a diesel heater. That's one of the essential things. Oh, I never finished talking about the essential things from earlier, but that's fine. We've got more essential things. Heat, a heat source. Yeah. So we're going to be installing a 15-gallon auxiliary tank that we already have all the parts and stuff for it. We just need to mount it. And then also we've got a diesel heater that is a pretty hefty one that is designed to not only do forced air heat, so like a furnace, but it also does hot water. So it has an 11-liter tank on it that keeps that water hot, and it superheats it to like 70 Celsius or something like that. And then that's what we're going to use for our recirculating, never-ending hot water shower, as long as you don't run out of diesel in the tank. But luckily, that thing only sucks down maybe a 1/4 gallon an hour.
Oh my gosh.
That's a long shower, y'all.
Guys, I take long showers, and I'm a bit of a diva. Like when I actually get to having a shower,
it's all on the table now.
And anybody with long hair knows
this is truth speak. I'm surprised we're still live on YouTube right now.
It takes a while. They're gonna shut down
truther, you truther. She takes long showers.
Long shower.
Censor this.
Waste water. No, but on the bus, it's like with a recirculating shower.
You don't waste water.
Being kind of environmentally friendly.
It's actually
kind of.
Absolutely.
Not totally. There's nothing completely environmentally friendly about anything, really.
We had done some calculations about using the freshwater tank for a shower that just dumps into a gray water tank. And it's just crazy. Like if you have like a 1.5 gallon per minute shower head that's pissing out 1.5 gallons a minute, and you only have 100 gallons of water, like do some math. It's not going to last very long.
Was that 6 showers?
It was like 6 total showers that were like
5 minutes,
5 minutes a piece or 10 minutes a piece or something like
that.
That's
a shitty shower, guys. That's not
fulfilling.
5 minutes is not,
and not cleansing.
It's moderately cleansing, but it's like I didn't have time to relax in there or like even go through meditation.
Barely enough time to chip the spackle off. Like
he's spackly, guys.
I'm dirty.
He's spackly. Oh, I saw dirty. A funny question. Hold on. I saw a good question in the chat that I wanted to answer. Where the heck did it go?
While you're looking for that, cancel bottles don't.
Okay, go.
Wait,
this is a good question, and I already
look for the question that you were talking about.
Yes, Cam.
So Cam says, can we do catch and cook while Erin and Kat do a mushroom forage for an organic dinner?
Darn tootin', Cam and Kat.
Yeah, we can. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight that one.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna actually type here. Yes.
Guys, we're just messing around on this Google Doc with Kat. It's just We're just messing around here. Okay. Could I know your total budget for the Schoolie?
Zinyu, that is a great question.
Our last live was about this. And we talked about where our budget was at so far. And at that point, it was at like $26,000.
$26,000.
We're probably gonna hit like 35,000. We just did a big mechanical thing.
Yeah.
We took our bus to the mechanic.
We didn't have our bus for 1 calendar week. 7 days, y'all.
And we're trying to get out of this barn, and holy monkey.
So last week, was it last week?
Yeah,
it was last week.
Almost 6 days.
We took the bus to the local diesel mechanic, big truck, like they do big rigs, and then our Schoolie. Yeah. So we took it in there because we needed a new air compressor for the air brakes. Our air compressor had a leak in it, and it was leaking oil from the engine into the braking system and causing just all sorts of nastiness to happen. We also didn't have an air dryer because this bus is from Phoenix, Arizona area. It's from Mesa, Arizona, but we bought it in Phoenix. And they don't have air dryers apparently on buses there typically. So ours didn't have an air dryer. What that does is it pulls the moisture out of the air from the air compression. Because when you compress air, it creates condensation. Condensation gets pushed to the lines. Air dryer pulls the moisture out of that before pushing it through the lines. Got a little heater on there. It purges the air out automatically every so often. So we got one of those put on, got all of our lines cleaned out for our air system. The bus is braking amazing. It no longer sounds like someone's got congested lungs or anything sitting there like spewing air. It's like all congested. It's now just a nice psst. Every single time that it does its brake release, its air pressure release. It is so nice. While there, we had the what's called a wet service. So the wet service on a diesel machine includes an oil change, fuel filter change. They check your differential fluids, your transmission fluid. Because of the service we got for the air compressor, we had a brand new radiator, complete empty and refill for the radiator coolant. They do all the Zerk fittings. So at all the little joints where there's little movements and stuff, there's these little bitty fittings that are like the size of like an eraser on a pencil, where you put a little pressure gun, like your grease gun on it, and you pump in grease, and it fills the area where that movement happens, and it lubricates. It's called lubricating the chassis, but it's like a lube on the bus. So that's all the wet. So we have a clean bill of health. They were so impressed with the condition of the bus. We were so happy that they're like, this bus has never seen salt before. They're like, the brakes look amazing on it. Tires have like tons of life left on them. And they did some minor repairs and stuff that ended up are providing us peace of mind that we've got a solid machine to cruise throughout wherever we cruise. Yeah.
It was pricey, but I would say well worth it.
Yeah.
Just to have the peace of mind, really, really worth it.
Yes.
You don't want to be out in the middle of nowhere and your bus breaks down.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, even if you have AAA or something, like talk about taking a really good time and turning it into a bad time.
Yeah, and what if you're so far out that you don't have cell phone service?
I'd rather pay for that stuff now.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't really want to pay for it. It was like half the price of our bus. Yeah. Hele said, bus tour.
We're going to do a bus tour at some point.
We're probably going to do a bus tour like next week when we move in.
We could do an unfinished bus tour.
We're going to.
That's actually a great idea.
I already made a title for the video and everything.
I wasn't in on this.
Just saying.
All right, there you go. Video coming soon to a viewing station near you or something like that.
What up, man, Vita?
Yeah.
We got all kinds of people I've never seen in here. So, welcome, everybody. Thank you for hanging out.
So just in case you're wondering, there's not going to be a produced video this week because we've been just going so nonstop. We just haven't really had time. We've got to get these certain things done so we can live in the bus next week. So Here's your video.
Hey, it's it.
And we're answering people's questions today. I think we're through with the list. Wonder Boy and Wonder Boy Bus and Can't Float Bottles Don't.
Oh, ham radio.
They've been collecting all of the questions that have been coming across.
Yeah,
if
Jim,
you have a question that we have not answered yet, drop it down and they're going to pull it for us. So what did Jim say?
Jim's asking about a ham radio for out of cell range. We were literally just talking about that today. We think it's smart.
So Jim, tell us now, is the ham radio, is that better than a CB or what? Holy smokes.
Thanks, Original Human.
Original Adventure. If you have not checked out their channels, Original Human is one of their channels and Original Adventures is the other of their channels.
And yes, we will meet you guys at Area 51. That would be like the most romantic first meeting.
Yes.
And tell Steph I saw her say that she misses us already, even though we've never met in person. And tell her that we miss you guys too. Right back.
Yeah.
And kiss those kids. They're so sweet.
And thanks for all your fun messages and stuff. We really, really appreciate you guys.
So cute.
You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for the support, for jumping on.
Guys, the people we're meeting are the best. And I hope, I really hope when you guys come here and you start making friends in this chat, that you're having the best time, because it's so cool for us to see you guys saying hi to one another. It really is really nice.
It is super, super nice. Yeah. So Wasabi Fetish says, I want to see